All right, thank you so much for joining me. It is Monday, August 8th, 2022. We have the 8/8 date right here today. So let's see what happens. It's going to be an interesting week. And we are expecting the market to move back to the downside, even though we got a little rally, a little pump this morning. We're going to get into that. Current events, cryptocurrency, the plan to tokenize everything in today's episode. This is the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. And I am your host, Zach Rector, and we're going to bring you some fire today. Thank you for tuning in on a Monday morning with me. To get started, let's take a look at these markets. At the time of this recording, 7 a.m. on the West Coast. Markets are getting fired up and Bitcoin has pumped above 24K. Full disclosure, I have doubled down on my Bitcoin short. So I am not buying this pump. I have doubled down on my Bitcoin short. I was at about a 20% loss when I woke up this morning. So I doubled down, averaged into that position a little bit, and I'm not buying this. Ethereum's at 1800 and our XRP's hanging at 37 cents. So let's take a look here. Crypto markets moving back up today. We're going to get into the plan to tokenize everything here at the end of this show. The future is as bullish as it gets. I am a perma-bull long term, but when I run you through all these current events, the news, the update here, you're going to see why I think that this thing's going much lower. Much lower. This week, we go down lower just for a short-term low in the cycle swing. But over the next few months, I'm expecting us to bottom out even further to the downside. But let's get right on into it. So I wanted to start out with some good news. It's not crypto related, but I think that it's important to interject a little bit of positivity into our updates that are sometimes so doom and gloom. So this guy, he is sharing this. He says, doesn't fit the narrative, but the Great Barrier Reef is better than ever. 2/3 of all reefs hit all-time high in 2022. So I know this was a big deal. People were worried about the Great Barrier Reef, and I know this isn't crypto related, but I just wanted to interject a little bit of positivity and just to interject a little something to contradict the narrative that humans are bad and we should, eliminate ourselves from the planet. The Great Barrier Reef is at all-time high, and 2/3 of all reefs are at all-time high. So there is hope for humanity, and in my opinion, all of the climate change issues that we face, humanity can solve them. We just got to work together and actually start holding people accountable. Not be woke about it, not be snowflakes about it, but actually get something done. Now, let's continue on. This is crazy. The Netherlands are saying, see, this is not the answer. There's a reason why I covered that first, because you can see what their response is, what they want to do, even though we're going through a natural cycle. Yeah, some humans, we contribute to the problem a little bit, but taking down 11,000 farms in Netherlands to meet the nitrogen climate goals that are just made up by these elitists that want to shut us down and have us living like peasants, and they wonder why the Dutch farmers are hitting the streets so hard. They are planning on shutting down around 1/5 of all farms in the country. Yeah, so they're saying that they have to shut down 11,000 farms to meet their goals. And then out of Germany. German officials have expressed fears that a worst-case winter of energy problems could prompt an extremist backlash. No. You're just going to have farmers, you're going to have regular people who are just trying to make it, giving you a little backlash. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can only push the people so far. And it doesn't make sense, and the people are finally coming around to that through the internet, through our ability to see what's actually going on. And then we start to see the hypocrisy from this elitists that tell us that we can't have a farm while they fly around on the PJ jet setting across the world. It's complete hypocrisy. Now, in the war front, Taiwan, 66 Chinese airplanes entered Taiwan's air defense zone on Sunday. So they have Taiwan surrounded. I think it's, at this point, it's just like, man, let's just go. Let's roll. I don't want a war, obviously, but it's just like, let's just figure this out, man. Like, what are we going to do here? Obviously, you guys think Taiwan's yours. We got Pelosi doing her dance. Let's just figure it out. Let's get this over with, right? Unfortunately, we have multiple war fronts playing out right now in real time. So we have Taiwan. There's situations going on in Israel and the Gaza Strip right now. Reports of 30-something dead out of Palestine, getting bombed over there. And then we also have the Ukraine-Russia situation as well, still ramping up. And actually, Russia's continuing their movements in the east. And so we have multiple war fronts taking place right now, and we're going to continue to watch those developments. Now, bringing it back to the United States, the total household debt in the United States surpassed 16.15 trillion in Q2 of 2022. We talked about how Americans have opened up 223 new credit card accounts in Q2 as well. Record amount of household debt, or $16 trillion. Then you think about the U.S. government has $30 trillion in debt, and then they have over $100 trillion of unfunded liabilities. Serious, serious debt crisis. Now, what's their answer? The Inflation Reduction Act. The Senate Inflation Reduction Act allocates $45 billion. This bill was $740 billion, I believe. $45 billion specifically to enforce collection on digital assets. Call your senator now, unless you want the IRS coming after you. And come November, let's vote. And come November, let's secure our election. How about that too? This is from Clinton Donnelly, who's he's a crypto tax guy. He's a CPA who specializes in cryptocurrencies, digital assets as well. So he's saying that in this bill, they included $45 billion specifically to enforce collection on digital assets. Now, for me, I'm just thinking, why do we need so much more money, so many, 87,000 more IRS agents to go after crypto when it's all on the blockchain? It should all be done by AI bots as far as monitoring who needs to pay what taxes. And as far as I'm concerned, we need to eliminate most taxes. But why would we need more staff and more money when it's all automated through the blockchain? There's no reason for that. It just doesn't make sense, other than we understand their agenda. Their goal is to shut us down, strip our wealth. The greatest transfer of wealth in world history means that they're trying to take from those who had a little bit of wealth, who are trying to run a business, who are trying to make it. Even the farmers are getting shut down. It's unbelievable. Now, from Jim Rickards, good article. This summarizes the situation here. Brits on strike against paying electric bills. Dutch farmers are on strike, won't talk to the government. Chinese debtors won't pay mortgages due to fraudulent developers. U.S. citizens up in arms against election fraud. Got a revolution? Yeah. So in every single country, we're starting to see it unfold. Now, this is a chart that I wanted to show you guys. This is important. I had never seen this chart before. And this is a chart of the SPX. Delivers a signal it's only given on 3 previous occasions in over 100 years. So this is the 4th signal since World War I. I love to look at charts like this that have history, going back 100 years to the previous world wars. And this is the 4th signal that it's given since World War I. For anyone who doesn't know what this is, the SPX versus the PPI, the Producer Price Index. It's an inflation proxy chart. It shows how the S&P index is doing against the changes in the Producer Price Index. And so if we look here, let's take a look at this chart. So back in, looks like that was the Great Depression, 1927, when we got the first signal. Following breakdown of the SPX, lost 77% to inflation and took 24 years to recover. Then in that looks like at the 1970 point, give or take, the SPX lost approximately 64% to inflation and took 21 years to recover. Okay, then we fast forward to about 2001. SPX lost 64% to inflation and took 12 years to recover. We have just broke through again, sending the 4th signal. Now, one thing to watch here. It took 24 years the first time, 21 years the second time, 12 years when it popped in 2001. Took 12 years to recover. So this time around, let's say that it takes, half that time. Maybe it's going to take 6 years. This is why I keep on saying that we could be in a situation for another 12 to 18 months easily. Easily. Now, obviously, this chart doesn't reflect everything that's going on in the economy, and stocks could recover, crypto could recover faster. But this shows you here that these situations, take serious amounts of time. 24 years, 21 years, and then 12 years in the 2000s. But now we move so much faster, so I would anticipate that it would react and recover much faster this time around. So even if it does take, 6 to 10 years, we still have a situation that we're going through right now that we have not experienced ever in history. Now, Macro Alf covering this Amazon layoffs. We covered this. They laid off 100,000 people in the first quarter of 2022 at Amazon. After creating over 1.5 million jobs since 2010, Amazon cuts its workforce by around 100,000 people in the first quarter of 2022. Amazon's reduction affected 6% of its headcount, and it is by far the largest cut in a single quarter in the history of the company. So in one quarter, in one 3-month span, Amazon just laid off 6% of its headcount. We're in it now, guys. The layoffs always are lagging. The layoffs are always lagging. Now let's move on over. World financial system being set up here. Turkish banks are now integrating into the rubles and gold for oil and gas trade system. So Turkey has adopted this deal here from Russia, from Putin, paying with rubles and gold for oil and gas. Okay. Now here's what I want you guys to look out for. I forgot I'm gonna make a short here, a little TikTok and a little YouTube short here. One thing to watch out for on the military front is look for NATO, or look for Turkey to leave NATO. That's going to be a massive signal, a massive shift underway, because you're starting to see Turkey align financially with the BRICS nations, ditching the US dollar, and they had just rampant inflation taking place in Turkey. But watch them align militarily. See, this is where this went kinetic with the war. It was financial. Now we move in here to a full-out military confrontation. Watch for Turkey to leave NATO. That's going to be a key signal. Now let's move on into our cryptocurrency. In a week, more than 1 billion XRP have moved between wallets and cryptocurrency exchanges. Yesterday, nearly 600 million XRP tokens were transferred in multiple transactions, 224 million on the 3rd of August and 172 million on the 2nd of August, and 224 million today. That was August 6th. So that was 2 days ago. So obviously, Ripple gets that escrow. They returned 700 million out of the billion XRP that they were given at the start of the month. They returned 700 million of it back into the escrow account. But now we're starting to see hundreds of millions and even over 1 billion XRP being moved just in the first part of this month. So big movements happening with XRP behind the scenes. I'll let you guys speculate on what's going on. In my opinion, all the banks and financial institutions are trying to get on board, and it's very simple. They're trying to get their piece of the pie, get a little bit of this world reserve digital currency that's going to be as liquid as a G10 currency. Very simple. Hey, this is important from Stefan Huber. Ripple's lawyers, specifically Andrew Sarasny, who used to be the director of enforcement at the SEC. That's right. Ripple, in a case against the SEC, one of their top lawyers representing them in this lawsuit against the SEC, used to be the director of enforcement at the SEC during Obama's administration. Ripple's lawyer led the case against JP Morgan for corruption. He called JP Morgan's actions plain and simple corruption. JPM even had a spreadsheet on how often the bribery of Chinese government officials led to business deals. Okay, but JP Morgan would never bribe the SEC, wouldn't they? No, we know. We know it's been taking place, and we know that there is ties back there to China. It is completely corrupt. And this is what we're seeing here at the SEC and at the other 3-letter agencies. Some of them aren't as corrupt as the SEC, as Jay Clayton, as Bill Hinman, and everything that's being exposed, right? We have good guys like Andrew Sarasny, who is going after JP Morgan, calling out these actions as plain and simple corruption, and now he's representing Ripple in the greatest financial story of the last century. Now, this is what this live show is all about, the tokenization of everything, the plan to tokenize everything. And this is why the future is so bright for us. Don't get caught up in the short-term moves. Don't get caught up in this bear market. Don't get down on yourself for investing in cryptocurrency and watching your portfolio go down when you know and you can read from CEOs telling us. This is Verdian, Gilbert Verdian from Quant, CEO. He says most big financial service institutions have a 2 to 3 year strategy to digitize every type of instrument, asset, stock, and security they have to benefit from tokenization and access to markets and clients, says our CEO, Gilbert Verdian. So this guy is tapped in at the very top. And I do want to add one thing though. I'm getting uncomfortable with how much I'm seeing Quant shilled and pushed and hyped on Twitter. It makes me a little uncomfortable. Now, I don't own any Quant at this time. I missed out on buying quant under $50 when it briefly went under 50 for just a moment. That's where I was looking to enter. Missed that opportunity. And we're starting to see that quant's, doing a little bit better. I had a little bit of a rally there. It does make me uncomfortable how much it's getting hyped. And I understand that's kind of hypocritical because me and the XRP community are hyping XRP every single day. So I get that that's a little bit hypocritical. But it's just I don't get a quarterly report out of quant that shows me adoption. I just, it worries me. It worries me with all the Twitter guys shilling it so much. I'm just like, I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable. But that's side point. The point being, guys, we have no idea how big this market's going to get when we digitize every type of instrument, asset, stock, and security they have to benefit from. And the other key point here is that he said that they have a 2 to 3 year strategy. So understand that, these big guys, these incumbents aren't going to be able to move overnight. They can't move that fast like these younger startups and fintech companies like Ripple and Quant that are just getting started. These other companies have a lot of moving pieces to get organized and get in the right direction. So this is why he says it's a 2 to 3 year strategy. And if you run us out 2 to 3 years, where does that take us? 2025, when we're told that ISO implementation will be fully rolled out by 2025. Most countries will have done their CBDCs. We will be well on our way in 2 to 3 years. I think that it'll be too late for the retailers to get in on the real opportunities in 2 to 3 years. So right now, continue to be taking action. I'm looking to buy some more XRP as we dip down this week. But then over the course of the next few months, I will be looking to take some positions on Quant and some others. But yeah, Quant is one that really got pumped and dumped really did last year. A lot of hype around it, pumped all the way up to $400 before recovering. But nonetheless, that was good to see for Quant. I do think it's a good project. Overledger makes a lot of sense. It's a good utility. And I do think that they are partnered up with a lot of people that matter. They're doing some good things over there. And then I wanted to compare this. I had shared this with my Discord group on our weekly call on Saturday. This is the difference between getting institutions to invest in crypto and little solutions like MoneyGram, Stellar are working on. Which this is great. This is great for the third world. This is great for people that are underbanked or unbanked. This is the MoneyGram Stellar partnership that is allowing you to do crypto to cash pickup withdrawals at over 200,000 locations. So this is further cryptocurrency adoption. This is great. But just like you can see in this post, this is for someone to send $20. This guy's got $15 here. Send $20 back home to Mexico, which is great. I want that. I mean, XRP solves that too. But I love to see that from Stellar, from any other cryptocurrency that can get that done for people that need that service. I love to see this. But this does not move the needle forward in a major way for us as investors. So a lot of the kids say, oh, BlackRock's coming to eat us up. Even BitBoy Crypto was saying, that BlackRock coming in is bad. I don't think so. I don't think so. Not that I think that BlackRock guys are good. Not that I think that they're friendly. I think that they're absolute monsters out to eat up the space. They're financial capitalist monsters, absolute beasts with, $10 trillion assets under management. But hey, I've invested before these guys or right alongside them. So let's do it, man. And then at the bottom end of this, we have MoneyGram Stellar solutions like this, which is good for cryptocurrency and adoption and good for the underbanked, the unbanked. There's 1 billion people in the world that don't even have a bank account, don't even have access to the internet. And so I'm excited for this. I am so excited for the future here. And as I've been saying on this channel the whole time, I want to move us forward. Let's get past Bitcoin. Let's get past Ethereum to actual solutions. Let's solve trillion-dollar problems. Oh, crap. I had one more post. Let's see if I can find it real quick for you guys. Talking about gold, precious metals, and silver. Let's see if I can find it real quick here. Been stacking our precious metals right here. The Reserve Bank of India added 12.5 tons of gold to its reserves in July, the highest monthly purchase since September of 2021. India has increased its gold reserves by 36% in the last 5 years as it is diversifying away from the US dollar. So we're getting shocking numbers coming out of these countries, the amount of gold that these central banks are buying. And so for us, we are positioning ourselves right there. So the central banks are partnering up with Ripple XRP. We're going to be investing in some XRP. They're loading up on record amounts of gold. Well, we're going to get some precious metals exposure as well. And then we love to see it from Andrew Seresny, representing Ripple in the greatest financial story in the last century, working against the SEC, and he also worked against JP Morgan corruption. Well, we know that JP Morgan's been manipulating the derivatives market this whole time as well. So this is why we've taken positions in silver and gold. And if you guys are looking to get access to that, you can head on over to my website. And at the very top of my website, it says precious metals. And if you just head on over there, you can get hooked up if you're looking for a place to get some precious metals. So I finally got someone that I can send you guys to. So just head on over to my website. At the very top, it'll say precious metals. Hit that and it'll take you right there. We'll get you hooked up with some precious metals if you are looking to add to your precious metals position. Personally, I'm looking to add to my silver position. I'm looking to buy some more XRP this week. And I'm also shorting Bitcoin as we speak right now. I am expecting the overall markets to move to the downside. So whatever cryptocurrency you're interested in accumulating, you're going to get some better deals coming this week, in my opinion. Be ready for that. And then as we covered yesterday, I did a real estate update as well. That session got interrupted a couple times. I had to break it up into 3 different live streams because I kept on losing power. But that is going to be re-uploaded, all put together for you guys in one simple show. So if you're looking to get our strategies for real estate and get my real estate update, that'll be dropped probably in the next day or 2 once we get that edited up and put together for you guys. That was a really good update. It was unfortunate that the stream got interrupted a couple times, but nonetheless, we're trying to bring you guys the strategies that matter for each asset class. That's cryptocurrency, precious metals, real estate, your business. And we also talk about prepping and essentials. I appreciate all of you guys. If you're looking to join us in my community, head on over to my website, sign up for the Patreon, and you can get access to the Discord. I appreciate all of you guys so much. We will see you in the next one. Take care and God bless. Thank you. Huge shout out, Abdullah Bander. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. We'll see you in the next one.